Hello everyone. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Recording this, it is Thanksgiving Day. And so if you celebrate, I hope you have a wonderful time. And if you don't, I hope you take this time to reflect on life, find something to be thankful for, and find some relaxation. So for us, we are not really doing anything special. It is just the two of us. So we're just doing a low-key day together, and then we're starting off by cleaning and getting everything freshened up for the new season. Before I decorate for the new holiday, I like to take the time to kind of reset and refresh everything, and so give it a nice scrub, a nice clean, vacuum, sweep the floors, mop, and all that stuff. And then next is lunchtime for me, so I went ahead and used up the chicken fat from the chicken broth that I made the other day. I felt like fried potatoes today, and so I did that. I love having these things on hand because it makes meals like this really easy. I don't have to worry about shredding the potatoes and all that. And then later on in the day, I plan on making a special type of dressing. And so I went ahead and started cooking up the bacon that I needed. And I put down foil just so it would be a bit easier to clean up. And got the bacon in the oven. And I like to do that at around 350 or so. Depends on how soon you need them. So I just let it go at 350 for about, I think it was in there a total of 25 minutes. So I did 15 minutes, rotated the pan, did another 10 minutes or so. And they come out beautiful. To my potatoes, I'm just going to add some salt, some pepper, and some all-purpose seasoning. And then I went ahead and added some paprika for some coloring. Next up, I went ahead and cooked up some lean ground beef to add to the potatoes. And then I had another package because I found a good deal at our local Winco for lean ground beef. And so I packaged up 2 pounds for the freezer. I like to wrap them in plastic wrap and then in another type of baggie for the freezer. And then I went ahead and used my meat smasher to break up the large pieces of meat, get that all mixed up and cooking well. I went ahead and used some wax paper. I have these wax paper pre-cut pieces from Costco a long time ago, and so I used those, put tape on it, and was able to write the type of beef and the weight, and then I added it into these silicone bags and threw it in the freezer. And now they're ready for me next time I need them. I went ahead and added some of the potatoes to my bowl and then some of the ground beef mixture. And I decided I wanted a little something else, and so I fried up an egg. And then I'm packaging up the rest of the ground beef I don't need for this meal. And now I have a cooked protein in the fridge ready for me for other meals, and it's ready to go. I don't have to worry about cooking it up. And then here is my lunch for today. delicious. Oh, and our bacon is ready. Look at that. Turned out beautiful. I let it cool for a bit and then threw them on some paper towels to drain. All right, next up we took a bit of a walk. This is our second walk for the day. We took a bigger one earlier, and then this one was just a smaller one, so he is quite worn out. But as you can see, he loves going to this big old dog park area. Loves to roll around in the dry grass particularly.
What are you doing?
He enjoys being a mess.
You're such a mess.
For
You're definitely
sure.
getting a bath.
Well,
Come on.
Okay, you
Dork. You're crazy. Yeah, come on. Yeah, all right.
all right, back in the kitchen, and we're going to make a dressing. Technically, I guess it would be, since we're not stuffing a turkey. But I felt like I needed something that would remind me a little bit of Thanksgiving, even though I don't need to prep a big meal. So we are doing a beer bacon cheese dressing mix. And here I'm setting out all my ingredients. I will link to the recipe if I can find it. If not, I'll just write it up on my website. That's fine. So I start with chopping an onion. I like to get that pretty fine. I don't want big chunks of onions. Now it said to butter the dish with the butter, but I didn't say what else to do with the butter. So I went ahead and just sauteed the onions and vegetables in it. I always save my onion skins for the next time I am making chicken broth. And here I decided to go ahead and add a shallot since I had them. Same thing, peel, dice, throw in the pan. And this is about the moment I realized I did not have enough dried breadcrumbs or dried bread pieces. And so I went ahead and took out the rest of the loaf from the fridge, got that roasting in the oven to sort of make up for that a little bit. I still didn't end up with enough, but that's okay, it turned out fine. And here is some dehydrated celery that I keep on hand. I did not have any fresh, so I thought. And so I just rehydrated that, threw that in the pan, and they worked perfectly. And then I gave the bacon a nice fine chop. I believe it calls for 8 slices. So I had the right amounts of everything else, but half the amount of bread. So it was extra delicious. And this was sourdough bread that I was using. It was very good. I'll have to remember to just make 2 loaves of bread for stuffing next time. Next up, I added salt and pepper to the vegetables. And then grated the sharp cheddar cheese. Need about a cup of that. The dressing. Did I say sharp cheddar? Sharp white cheddar cheese. And then split the bacon pieces in half. Went ahead and added the bread mixture. Like I said, I have about half. It calls for 10 cups. I had 5-ish. Went ahead and added that in, mixed that together. Got that incorporated and soaking up some of that lovely butter mixture. And then add 2/3 cup of the cheese, half of the bacon, give that a good mix. Add a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And then I decided to do just 1 egg since I was doing about half of the bread. However, take a note, if you're going to make this recipe, do the broth first, because I basically created some scrambled eggs here. That's what happens when you're in a hurry and you're not really paying attention to what you're doing. Little things like this happen. That's okay. They turned out obviously just fine. There's nothing wrong with eggs and bread and bacon and all that goodness. And then sprinkle with the remaining cheese and bacon on top. And I realized I hadn't put the broth in yet, so I went ahead and poured a cup of that. Like I said, this is about half the amount of bread, and so instead of doing 2 cups of broth, I did 1 cup. Cover it with foil, throw it in the oven. At first it's at 425, I believe. Then I lowered it because I was making some other things. Now when you clean out your cast iron or your steel pan, it does need to be re-seasoned or just coated with some type of protecting oil or grease. And we use this. We make it ourselves. It's 100% natural. It does a wonderful job. It looks beautiful. Look at that shine. Creates a lovely surface for the next time you're ready to cook. So if you're interested in this, go ahead and send us a message and we'll be in touch. And here we are. This is what it looks like afterwards. Oh my goodness. It was cheesy, it was gooey, still had some crunch. I went ahead and threw in some ground turkey that I had on hand. So it's like a Thanksgiving meal, right? A good taste test. Oh, yum. I will definitely be making this again. Maybe not for traditional Thanksgiving, but maybe for a Friendsgiving or something. So I hope you had a wonderful holiday wherever you are. Cheers to you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!